JJ the CPA here, year-end tax planning, including with PPP. Here's what I need you to know. Here's the two things that you need to do first. One, if you're going to get PPP forgiveness and you're an employer, you're going to have to reduce down your expenses related to that. It's going to increase your bottom line. If you're self-employed, it doesn't apply to you. I've got plenty of videos to go into that further. The second thing you need to do is figure out, what does your tax picture look like for this year? And it's pretty easy. You go to last year's individual return and go and find your line item that says total tax on your Form 1040. And then I want you to find the line item right above it that says taxable income. And what you're going to do is go, well, what's my taxable income in 2020 compared to 2019? Is it up? Is it down? So compare what your taxable income would be this year versus last year. If you didn't get a raise, it's the same. If you were out of work for 6 months, then your taxable income is going to go down by half of whatever your wages were. If you're looking at your net income of your business and you haven't made the tax adjustment for S-Corp owners and partnerships, then you need to increase your taxable income. So you're just doing a comparison. You're just going, what's different from last year, and adding or subtracting that from the taxable income. And then you can Google 2020 individual tax rates. You're going to see what your taxable income is, and you're going to go to the chart. Doesn't take but maybe a minute. You can calculate and go, well, there's what my tax is. Compare that to last year's total tax. And then that's what you know April may look like after comparing to your withholdings. And then the third thing you're doing after these two is, well, what can you do about it? And should you do anything about it? And if you haven't only an individual return, you're going to need to take a look at, well, what are the other deductions that you can take advantage of and the itemized deductions? Look for the new charitable contribution deduction. And as it relates to the small business owners, whether you're Schedule C, S, C, or a partnership, what is it that you need to spend money on between now and the end of January? Because if your tax is up, why not pay for things before the end of the year if you're going to pay for them in January anyways? The IRS allows you to prepay things up to 12 months in advance and deduct it in the year that you paid it. If you're needing to buy some assets between now and the end of next year, would it make sense to buy them this year? When you get to the end of the year, it's pretty much over. You're not going to be able to do anything in 2021 to save tax in 2020 other than an HSA, an IRA, or a SEP. So when you're looking at your tax picture, there's no reason to wait until January, February, March, or certainly not April. You can right now compare 19 to your projected 20. So I'll tell you this. I'm doing a tax seminar. Yes, this video was leading up to the tax seminar, but I gave you extreme value right here on the two things to look at and then what you do about it. But in the tax seminar, I'm going to tell you what line items to look at. You can go find them. There's a line item that says total tax, but I'm going to show you what line items are. I'm going to show you the calculation, give you a worksheet on how to do that exercise that I just told you, which you can do yourself on a napkin, but I'll give you the worksheet. And then I'm going to walk through top 12, top 8, top 7, top 3, all different kinds of deductions. That is top deductions for various parts of the tax return. So individual, an S-Corp owner, partnership owner, C-Corp owner, qualified business income, the deduction out of thin air for net businesses, that new charitable contribution, details about that. So I teach CPAs around the nation. Probably talked to over 5,000 CPAs the last couple of years. CPAs know this stuff. These are refresher courses that I'm teaching them, but nonetheless, you know this. When you teach something, you really have to know it. I'm a practicing CPA, so this isn't something I read and then I'm telling you about it. Okay, there's a lot of people out there, no offense, I'm sure they're trying to help. There's a lot of people out there, especially on YouTube, they don't really know any real world concepts. They don't have any real way that they've applied it in real life. They've read it and now they're telling you about it. I'm going to be telling you what I'm telling my clients, which we actually implement and what works. None of this is going to lead to you finding some secret that's going to put you in jail. These are good, solid tax strategies that is in my seminar. It's on Sunday, December 13th. At this point, I've got maybe just over 20 spots left. And I put a link in the body of this where you can go to sign up for it. If it happens to be full, I'll have another date not to do it live, but I may have another date where I'll just simply give you a copy of it. If you can't make it to the seminar, you can still pay. And when the seminar's done, I will send you a link. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm going to see how the seminar goes, meaning with the group that is signing up. I may just do a follow-up with them only. I may not make this available again. I'm definitely not putting it on YouTube, period. The only way you would get this seminar is to either attend Sunday or pay the exact same amount, the $97, to get a copy of it later. I just don't know if I'm going to do it that way. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Gave you great value. Subscribe. I'll have some other YouTube videos talking about tax planning. But I want to give you here's the 3 things that when I'm sitting down with a client, I'm covering in the first 5 minutes. You don't have to come to the seminar, but call your tax professional, get after it. Don't get hit between the eyes, especially if you've got that PPP and you're going to have that tax adjustment. All right. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Love it if you subscribe. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.